Hello and welcome to Newsfeed on Trust TV. My name is Dorcas Zallah, bringing you trending stories that people are talking about and sharing around the globe today, and also their opinions on such issues. Petrol subsidy removed to provide resources for infrastructure investment, says Tinubu. Federal government begins evacuation, opens IDP camps for residents in affected communities. Abure-led Labour Party withdraws automatic tickets for Obi Oti. And on the foreign scene, ex-boyfriend who set fire on Ugandan athlete dies from burns. Now, top on what's trending, President Bola Tinubu has said that the removal of petrol subsidy in May 2023 was designed to free up resources for investment in critical infrastructure. The president, represented by the vice president, Kashim Shettima, spoke on Tuesday when he declared open the 17th Annual Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria CIBN Banking and Finance Conference held in Abuja. Though painful in the short term, the removal of fuel subsidies is designed to free up budgetary resources for critical investments in infrastructure and social services, frequent adjustments of the monetary policy rate, a move aimed at curbing inflation and fostering a more market-oriented exchange rate system, he said. Listing the challenges to include high inflation, rising cost of living, unemployment, infrastructure deficits, and effects of global economic shifts, the president observed, however, that the challenges also present opportunities for growth and development. Now, a netizen said, "Please, was it not same you that powered the protest against the removal of subsidy in 2011? Make me understand." Another said, "To provide infrastructure, yet you still go to China and borrow for same infrastructure development. Make it make sense." Another person wrote, "Keep going, Mr. President. No pain, no gain." The Ogun State Governor, Dapo Abiodun, has announced that his administration would make available 100 brand new 18-seater compressed natural gas buses for the use of transporters in the state as part of measures to cushion the effects of the current socio-economic challenges. Abiodun disclosed this in Abeokuta, the state capital, during a meeting with transport unions on how best to tackle the rising transport fares in the state, which has raised the prices of essential commodities beyond the reach of the masses. He, however, warned transporters against taking undue advantage of the current situation to exploit and place avoidable burdens through high transport fares on the people. According to him, the meeting was called because of events over the last week, including fuel scarcity, which is already abating, and the associated increase in the pump price of the products. Now responding, someone said, 100 buses for the entire Ogun State and he is happy. Another person said, where the buses won't pass when road no dey Ogun State, or maybe them go dey fly, dapo. Another person wrote, and how about the filling stations? Have they been constructed? Now, next on what's trending, the Borno state government has announced the closure of all government and private schools for 2 weeks due to floods being experienced across the state. A statement released by the Ministry of Education, Science, Technology and Innovation on Monday said the closure follows a visit tour to the Alau Dam, a major water reservoir with sources from Lake Chad. The Alau Dam bank has suffered leakages due to high rainfall, leading to floods in most communities along riverine and flood-prone areas. This is as the 2024-2025 academic session resumed on September 9, 2024. The statement signed by the Acting Director of School Services, Grema Bulama, said the visit by the SSG Bukar Tijani was at the instance of the state governor, Professor Babagana Zulum, to determine the true state of the dam, which has been a major source of water supply, as well as the cause of flood in past years to the state capital. Now, still talking Maiduguri flood, the federal government has begun the evacuation of residents of the affected communities in the flooding that has ravaged Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State. A statement by the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, on Tuesday said it is also working on the provision of food, shelter, and medical assistance for the victims. The unfortunate flooding situation in the Maiduguri metropolis of Borno State, which started last weekend and increased in the early hours of Monday, 9 September 2024, resulted from excess water from the Alau Dam. One of the spillways of Alau Dam collapsed, leading to a significant increase in water flow downstream and excavating the flooding in surrounding areas. Now responding, someone said, many dams remain like that without proper management, no maintenance. Dams maintainers have already warned earlier, but the government have done nothing. We must build many dams and maintain them to prevent floods. Another said, let the residents of Borno State relocate to Shetima's 21 billion naira vice presidential lodge in Abuja. Simple. It is large enough to accommodate all the affected citizens and even those from neighboring Yobe State. There's no need for NEMA's intervention. Another wrote, Nigerian government, renovate your dams. Build more dams. The resources you spend on relief materials and IDP camps, use these funds to construct better dams and renovate the old ones. Now next on what's trending, indigenous airline Air Peace has distanced itself from reports alleging involvement in the arrest and detention of the Nigerian Labour Congress President Joe Ajaero by officers of the Department of State Service DSS. A statement signed by the spokesperson, Air Peace, Omotade Makinwa, said the allegations had led to negative publicity for the company. The statement read, Air Peace Airline expresses deep concern over recent media reports regarding the arrest of the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, in connection to a petition filed by the airline in September 2023. This development, which has led to negative publicity, does not reflect the current relationship between Air Peace and the NLC. Now responding to that, someone said, if you speak up against this fuel price hike, you're going to jail. Another said, Air Peace should not be dragged into this controversy. Anyone pushing this narrative should be a mischief maker. Another said, of course, they will deny. You won't put them for trouble. And let's go on a quick break, and when we return, the program continues. Stay with us. Welcome back, it's Newsfeed. Now, Julius Abure-led Labour Party has cancelled the automatic ticket it previously reserved for the party's presidential candidates Peter Obi and Abia State Governor Alex Otti for the 2027 election. This was made known in a resolution of the Abure faction of the party after its National Executive Council meeting held on Monday in Abuja. The party said that it has thrown open all its tickets from the presidency to the House of Assemblies to all qualified Nigerians. This is coming after some leaders of the Labour Party, including Obi, Oti, some elected senators and House of Representatives members of the party met in Umuahia, Abia State last week to appoint a committee to lead the party in the interim. The committee, which is to be chaired by former Minister of Finance Nena De Usman, will midwife an election of new leadership in 90 days. Now someone said, who will contest against Alex Otti will just waste his energy and money because no political power will pull that man out in Abia this time. Another said, if Peter leaves Labour Party, we move with him. Another person wrote, better, now Obi can gallantly join Atiku in his race. The management of the National Youth Service Corps has insisted that the increase of Corps members' allowance following the approval of the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira for workers will be determined by the federal government. The acting director of Information and Public Relations Unit of the NYSC, Caroline Embu, made this known to newsmen on Tuesday. Recall that President Tinubu signed the new minimum wage bill of 70,000 naira into law on July 29, 2024, following weeks of negotiations with the leadership of the organized labor. Following the approval of the minimum wage, speculations had risen about the new pay for Corps members, with some claiming to have received a directive to increase the capacity of their bank accounts to be able to receive above 50,000 naira. Now, a netizen said, President Tinubu should kindly approve this minimum wage for Corps members too. Why is it taking this long time for him to do it? Another said, we wait on you, Lord. Another person advised, make it 100K. Now next on what's trending, Beyonce did not receive a Country Music Association Awards nomination when the nods for the 58th edition were announced Monday, even though her Cowboy Carter album proved a cultural phenomenon upon release this year. The absence of Cowboy Carter among the slate of nominees was conspicuous. Texas Hold'em, her sprawling album's first single, soared to the top of the charts, including the country list, and the album was widely considered a smash. Beyonce's Cowboy Carter is a full-throated ode to her southern U.S. roots, a rollicking review that also deals a vital history lesson on the black lineage of country music. Nashville's gatekeepers have long tried to promote a rigid view of country music that's overwhelmingly white and male. Cowboy Carter's keyword that notion. Now, a netizen said, because there are far better country songs, singers and albums than Beyonce and this album. Besides, it's a country-inspired album, not a country album. Another said, Beyonce deserves respect for her work ethic and talent, but she's not entitled to a country music award because she one day decided to drop an album. Another person wrote, she never did country music and just because she did one album, she deserves to win an award? No. Now, the former boyfriend of Ugandan athlete Rebecca Cheptegei, who died after he set her on fire, has himself died after succumbing to burns. An official at the Kenyan hospital where he was being treated has said Dixon Ndema ambushed the marathon runner as she returned home from church more than a week ago before dousing her with petrol and setting her ablaze. The two had been in conflict over a small piece of land in northwest Kenya where Cheptegei lived and trained, local administrators said. Now, a netizen said, not surprised, he got the gasoline on himself too and he was also burned when he lit her up. Another said, well, that's karma. Another person opined, he should have lived to serve a very long-term sentence and feel the pain. And now to a funny video of how parents give drugs to their kids. And that's it. You're up to date with trending stories across the world. Follow us and subscribe to all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X. Until next time, goodbye.